there needs to be accuracy. I just didn't want to stay on John the Baptist here, but get too sidetracked. But anyway, But anyway, he said in here, but what went ye out to see? You went out into the wilderness to see a reed shaking in the wind? No. But what went out to see? A man clothed in soft raiment. In other words, dressed in fine clothes. A man in white suit, you know.
Boy.
No, he was. Whereas other places that was dressed in camel's hair or whatever. It's like he wasn't dressing right. He wasn't talking right. He wasn't saying the right things. He was doing the will of God, and so.
Oh, he didn't have the stained glass windows and all that?
No. And I did want to bring this up. He was out in the wilderness baptized. That's hugely important because they've turned baptism into a ritual.
Right.
You become, basically, let's say you become a Christian when you get baptized.
Yeah.
Where's that in the Bible? There's no verse that says you become a Christian when you're baptized. And they use the phrase public profession of faith. I totally disagree with that. Because John the Baptist was out in the wilderness. He wasn't in Jerusalem at the pool of Siloam or anything like that, or pool of Bethesda. He wasn't baptizing there. He was out in the wilderness.
Yes.
The River Jordan, baptizing there.
Yeah.
It was a personal thing. It wasn't a public thing. You're going to get your public profession when you do. But this is going back to Romans chapter 6 and what baptism is all about is a death.
Yeah.
It's a death of the self. It's agreement with God that you are going to die to self. That's what baptism is. In other words, that is the beginning of your covenant. That's the first step of covenant relationship with Him.
Isn't it a symbolism of the death, burial, and resurrection?
Right. You're going into the watery grave. They call it watery grave. That's a personal thing. You're going to get your public profession. I guarantee that. Because if you're serious about that, the next day, more than likely, you're going to be attacked from every direction. That you never thought you could have these kind of problems. Exactly. True baptism will bring that onto your life. It's not going to bring you the Bless Me Club. It's going to bring you the Persecution Club. True baptism, true covenant relationship will bring you almost instantly, automatically persecution. It's going to happen. Like anybody that gets saved, you know that.
And it doesn't stop.
No,
right. There's always a group that there's going to be.
You're going to learn the word tribulation. I'm telling you.
Right, exactly.
And spiritual warfare.
Exactly, because there's always a group that's going to be offended here or there. You're going to offend. I don't care if they're in the church, out of the church, on the church roof, or wherever they're at. There's going to be somebody being offended if you have a true relationship with God. And that don't matter what you're calling your election is. If you're a prophet, apostle, hospitality services, or whatever, no matter what you're calling it, if you're sincere towards God, you're going to be persecuted. And so, and by who? Were the very ones that tried to get you into their salvation club. So anyway, I did want to make that distinction about the baptism thing because that's another erroneous doctrine in itself. It's like, public profession of faith and you become a Christian, and that's unbiblical. We want to get to John chapter 1, and we're going to look there, and we'll finish out with this. I know I'm keeping you guys long today, but all of this stuff is important.
Very important to learn.
In fact, we could spend, especially on the subject of prophet. We're just dealing with one thing: the difference between what is a false prophet and the difference between a false prophet and a true prophet. And here we're going to see true prophet. Okay, John chapter 1, starting with. 17.
17.
No, just start it. Well, we can read 17 because I just like this verse. 17.
So 17. Okay, let me know where to stop at. For the law was given by Moses, but grace and truth came by Yeshua Messiah.
Okay, that word "but" You know something unusual about that word "but" there?
It's italic.
What does that mean?
It's not in there.
It's not in there. Okay. So this says the law was given by Moses.
Grace and truth came by Yeshua Messiah.
Grace and truth came by. So the grace and truth did not replace the law of Moses. In other words, okay. Anyway, you can do that's a little side thing, but
it's okay. We need to learn this.
Most definitely. Okay, keep going.
And it says, "No man has seen Elohim at any time. The only begotten Son, which is the bosom of the Father, he hath declared him."
Okay, now we're going to John the Baptist, verse 19.
All right, and this is the record of John.
This is the record of John.
Yes.
Okay, and we've seen no greater prophet.
Oh.
If we're going to talk about the subject of prophet, we better go to no greater prophet. And this is the record of John right here. This is where we're going to find out true prophet.
Yes.
Somebody ought to get a revelation here. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, the record of John, when the Jews sent priests and the Levites, Levites I should say, from Jerusalem to ask him, "Who art thou?"
The religious system.
Oh. And he confessed and denied not, but confessed, "I am not the Messiah."
See, they're setting them up again. This is similar to Balak setting up Balaam. Okay, planting a seed of doubt.
Oh.
This is a huge parallel, if you can say it like that, correlation between Balaam and John the Baptist. But he confessed and denied. In other words, he denied the implication. Because they were going trying to trap him into a corner that he was the Christ, the Messiah, so they could do away with him. It's like they're going to
heresy
persecute.
was a law or something, right? Or something, wasn't it?
Right. The same thing with Jesus. They made him a heretic, exactly, blasphemer and everything else. They were trying to put that because they're going to shut down anybody saying that they're a Messiah. This was Pharisee tradition. Anybody that's claiming to be Messiah. See, Jesus never said he was the Messiah. Jesus never even said he was the Son of God. And he definitely never said he was God. And nobody else said he was God.
He didn't deny it, though. But when they said it, he said, "You're the one that said it," or whatever.
Exactly.
You know,
say that
it is a
you say that
it is what you say, or what
you say that I am.
Yeah.
And so, but John denied, because see, he already knew. This message is so tight woven together. He already knew that seed of the devil, or the seed of Balak to Balaam. Okay, the devil to Eve, Balak to that doubt. He recognized that, and he said from the get-go, before I'm even answering your question, he denied. No, I'm not the Christ. Now go ahead and read.
Okay.
With that, keeping that in mind. Okay.
Sure. And they asked him, "What then art thou, Elijah?"
See, they ain't good enough with that answer.
And he said, "I am not. Art thou that?"
Wait a minute.
Wait.
Did we skip something? Let's start at 19 again.
Let's just do it anyway. And this is the record of John.
This is the record of John.
When the Jews sent priests and Levites from Jerusalem to ask him, "Who art thou?" And he confessed and denied not, but confessed, "I am not the Messiah." And they asked him, "What then art thou, Elijah?" And he.
So here goes the prophet thing. Just like today. Well, the prophets are speaking. He ain't even claiming to be a prophet. He ain't taking no title. Okay. Art thou that prophet? He said.
Right.
Art thou Elias? Art thou that prophet? And what did he answer?
He said, "I am not. Art thou that prophet?" And he answered, "No."
No. And I'm not even claiming he was the greatest. Jesus said, Yeshua said he's the greatest of all prophets. John said, "No. I'm not taking that onto myself. I'm not building myself up." Okay.
Right.
Okay.
22 said, then said they unto him, "Who art thou, that we may give an answer to them that sent us? What said thou of thyself?"
Okay, they had to get something out of it.
Yeah.
And they figured they're going from every direction, every angle. They got to get something out of this guy. Okay.
Yeah, boy.
And he said what?
What said he said, "I am the voice of one crying in the wilderness, make straight the way of the Lord." Or anyway, I'm gonna go ahead. Let me read it again. He said, "I am the voice of one cry in the wilderness, make straight the way of the Lord, as said the prophet Elisha.
Isaiah was Isaiah. And they which were. Well, stop right there.
Okay.
This is it right here. This is the bottom line right here. Make straight the way of the Lord. What were you just going to do? Done looking with Balaam, turn them away from God's way, or from God.
From God.
I believe he even said the word way in there in Deuteronomy. Was it Deuteronomy 13 or numbers? I can't remember.
Deuteronomy, I remember.
Was it Deuteronomy 13? Yes, I think it was. Look at that just quickly.
Yeah. He has spoken to turn you away from the Lord your God. That's verse 5.
Verse 5. Yeah. Yes, that's what I thought. Yes, have the way. Here he said. Mm-hmm. He said, make straight the way of the Lord. There's a difference between Deuteronomy 13:5 and John 1:23. There's a difference between false prophet and true prophet. Right there, we got one verse for the false, one verse for the true. It cannot be any more simpler than that. Right. Yeah. Make straight the way of the Lord. Hallelujah.
Oh boy.
And the other one is turn them not away. Or what was the other one? The false one? Turn them not away from the Lord, right?
Do not prosper. Are you talking about Jeremiah? Or?
No, I'm talking about Deuteronomy 13:5.
Okay. Let me just read it here in detail. Because he has spoken to turn you away from the Lord your God, Elohim.
Right.
Which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, and redeemed you out of the house of bondage, to thrust thee out of the way which Jehovah hath commanded thee to walk in, so thou shalt put evil away from the midst of thee. In other words, anybody not promoting the truths of God, the word of God.
The way, right?
The way. What is the way? Let's go back to...
The Word is the way. This is the way. Jesus was the way. He was the Word. Flesh.
Go back to Jeremiah. Go back to Jeremiah 6. Because that's the bottom line of this whole message is where we're at right now. We looked at true prophet, John the Baptist. We looked at false prophet, Balaam, and Jeremiah 6. Let Tina read.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Well. Wait a minute, let's start with 14. And now you want to know I wasn't making this up.
Hold on.
About what I said about Paul in 1 Thessalonians.
Jeremiah 6, what?
Start at 14. 14. And let's see, I don't know if we want to go just 17.
They have healed also the hurt of the daughter of my people, slightly saying, peace, peace, when there is no peace.
Wait a second. Let's go back to 13 because we want to know who it is that is saying it.
For from the least of them even unto the greatest of them, everyone is given to covetousness. And from the prophet even unto the priest, everyone dealeth falsely.
So you got the whole religious system in the time of Jeremiah. Well, guess what? I think we better be studying Jeremiah for today. I had that word back in 2019. But 2020 was the year of Jeremiah. Well, I don't think it's going to be the year. I think it's going to be the decade. I was like, I got to change my word.
I was going to quote this earlier about peace, peace, when you were talking about prophesying out of their zeal or whatever. But so here it is. They have healed also the hurt of the daughter of my people, slightly saying, peace, peace, when there is no peace. Were they assumed when they had committed abomination?